Thank you for watching my reviews. Oh, that's stupidly brilliant. Hello everyone and welcome to my latest Doctor Who review, where today I review The Unicorn and the Wasp, starring David Tennant as the 10th Doctor. So, this is the 194th Doctor Who story, and it is the 7th episode of Doctor Who Series 4 of the new series. In 1926, Agatha Christie mysteriously disappears, only to be found 10 days later at Harrogate Hotel, with no memory of what happened to her. What could have been the cause? Was it a nervous breakdown? Was it a cry for help? Or did it involve a giant alien wasp and a mysterious stranger known only as the Doctor? Okay, The Unicorn and the Wasp. I've been looking forward to this one. This is definitely one of my favourites of Series 4. Well, I wouldn't call it a perfect story, but it is a very good story. I mean, there's a lot of competition in Series 4 for the best ones, but this one is very unique. It's one of the few times where Doctor Who has done a whodunit. It's a murder mystery story, and I absolutely love it. I think it's really well done. I think the story is very well crafted, and the script is intelligently written. Gareth Roberts writes the script, and it's a very good, well thought out story, and the mystery is engaging and it's compelling. There's not too many signs or too many giveaways for the overall outcome of the story. I won't reveal who the murderer is, of course. That would be stupid to do that in my review. But I didn't spot too many hints. There are some potential camera angles and focus shots and cutaways that might potentially give you a clue as to who the murderer is. But to be honest, it doesn't really affect my overall perception of the story, because I just really enjoyed seeing the outcome of it, and when everything is revealed, it's a classic whodunit. It's Doctor Who meets Poirot. It's amazing, and the fact that the central antagonist is a giant wasp. I mean, that's it's inspired. I was a kid and I watched this on TV for the first time. It was pretty freaky. I couldn't really look at it. It was that scary. I mean, wasps are bees, not something that we like to look at. The buzzing sound is nauseating at the best of times, but to see one up close and to see a giant one is pretty scary. So I think the CGI for this particular story is very impressive, actually. And what's also impressive is the fact that it's set in 1920s England, and there's a real sort of classic kind of film feel about it. It almost feels like a sort of mini film in of itself, and I really like that. It's like an old film. It's really well done. So Graham Harper has really done well to create a great atmosphere for this story, and you definitely feel like it's set in the right period. We have a great cast this time. Of course, we have David Tennant as the Doctor. He's very good, and I like his dynamic with Agatha Christie as well, because he's kind of on the same wavelength as her. Like, mentally, they're quite consistent with one another. They sort of read off each other quite well, which I quite like. And he's also very funny. Catherine Tate as Donna is also very funny in this one, especially in the reveal scene when she's like, "He killed him. He killed him. He killed him." Donna made me laugh in this one quite a lot. The only thing I would criticise about this story is the stupid moment when Donna and the Doctor kiss. Like, it's been established firmly from the beginning of this series that the Doctor and Donna are not a couple, and they have no intention to be. And there's a scene when the Doctor gets poisoned, and he needs something to shock him to get the poison out of his system. How does a kiss do that? I don't understand that. And it was just an excuse to say that David Tennant kisses all of his companions. It's just pointless. Like, we didn't need Donna to kiss the Doctor. It was pointless. The supporting cast, I think, are very good. We've also got Fenella Woolgar as Agatha Christie. She's very good. She plays this role very, very well. And Agatha Christie, one of the best writers of our time as well. Much like how William Shakespeare was an amazing writer, and we met him in series 3. Now we see Agatha Christie, and it's a really, really tough character to play, because I mean there's a lot of personal issues surrounding Agatha Christie in this story, like how her husband had an affair with somebody else, and how she became this amazing writer, and how her mind works. And this episode is good because it delves into the whole psyche of Agatha Christie, and it really develops her as a character. She's not just, you know, there for the sake of nostalgia and for the sake of, hey, it's Agatha Christie. Look, they take time to develop her as a character, which I appreciate. Felicity Jones actually appears in this story. Felicity Jones, who is known for films like A Monster Calls and Rogue One, a Star Wars story. She appears as Rowena Redmond, and her true identity is not revealed until late in the day, but it's certainly interesting when at the end we find out who she actually is, and then she changes her accent and we see a completely different character. So she's there as disguised as somebody else, which is interesting. But interesting to see her in this, and she plays her role very well. We have Tom Goodman-Hill as the Reverend. He's very good. He plays quite a major role in this story. Colonel Hugh, played by Christopher Benjamin. I think Christopher Benjamin has appeared in Doctor Who before, but I do forget the stories he was in. So if someone down below could comment and let me know, that would be much appreciated. Adam Raynar plays Roger Kirbishley, who I believe is the son of the Colonel and Lady Edison, I believe. And Ian Barrett as Professor Peach, who is the first one to be murdered in classic Cluedo case with the lead piping, and Lena Dingra as Miss Chandrakala. So there's a very good cast here, and they all play a significant role in this, and we all get to focus on them individually at various points, especially when the Doctor and Agatha are interrogating them. The idea that the Vesperform's sort of physiology and kind of psyche was based on the whole idea of Agatha Christie's works was, I suppose, a little bit far-fetched, but you can kind of forgive it because it's Doctor Who, you know. They want to add a kind of alien twist to the whole murder mystery thing, and I think they could get away with that. Like I alluded to in the beginning of this review, the buzzing is a little bit silly. it does come across as a bit silly and comical when the Reverend tells those thieves to put those things down. I can't deny it made me crack up. And the ending is an interesting ending when Agatha gives chase, and the Vesperform chases her out of the house and by the lake, and then it actually spares her. It lets her go, which is an interesting ending. And Agatha, we think she doesn't remember everything, but then it turns out she does, and she actually writes a book, and the Doctor finds the book in the TARDIS. Don't know how that got there, but still, it's a nice way to end the story, and it's a nice way to commemorate Agatha Christie as an author, because she was such a brilliant writer. And you know, in a way, this episode is a commemoration and a tribute to Agatha Christie. It really is. I also like Marigold's soundtrack very much, and the setting of the house, this all 1920s house, as I've said, is very good, very atmospheric. So really, I don't have much else to say about The Unicorn and the Wasp. I think it's a fantastic Doctor Who story. It's a really great murder mystery. It's a ton of fun as well, and I love the whole joke that Donna keeps mentioning things that haven't been invented yet, and then she keeps saying copyright Donna Noble. So overall, I will give The Unicorn and the Wasp a 9 out of 10. It's a very good story. So stay tuned next time when I review The Silence in the Library and The Forest of the Dead. So until then, I'm Mr. Thomas11. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.